everybody, and welcome to the Video Game Choo-Choo podcast. We are currently in the calm before the storm. We are at the precipice of maybe one of the most horrifying events that transpires every couple of years, maybe a year and a half, every 2 years, in Video Game Choo-Choo's history. Something we have done multiple times, but it never gets better or easier. Next week is the next recording of an episode 69. It is episode 69.5. This will be the 5th time we've done this. And I'm scared. I'm sure everyone else is scared. With me this week, probably shaking in his boots, is Solon.
Hey, everyone. Yes, this happens every 1.3269 years. If we, podcast once a week every week, which isn't totally how that works. But, yeah, about a little more than every year and a half.
It's bad. It's a bad thing that we do.
It was funny that last week on the podcast, it was you and Tristan. Mm-hmm. And it was Tristan's farewell episode. It was a very beautiful, touching episode, and I really appreciated listening to it. Tristan had never heard or seen this concept of a 69 episode.
He was in and out. He didn't want to,
well, he wasn't just in and out. He was there for almost a whole year, and I just realized, wait, 69 weeks is a really long time.
It is.
I'm going to miss Tristan a lot. He was way cooler than we deserved and way cooler than all of us. And that is the legacy that I always wanted to ascribe to him. He was too cool for us, and he also happened to pop in during the moment when there was no fighting game news as the fighting game correspondent.
That is true, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It really is, it happens.
It's rough.
But last week's episode was great, and following that up is actually what I'm more scared of than next week being a 69er. Because last week y'all killed it, and so I've got big boots to fill.
Yeah. You know how it goes.
I know how it goes. We got news, we got some games to share.
We do.
Some experiences we've had over the week, and it's going to be a good episode.
I hope so too. Next week will be when everything goes to hell.
Well, okay. Is it really that much of a hell? Every episode 69, the idea is that you spend the entire episode talking about sex in games, sex out of games, and you
necessarily.
Are allowed. You're opening the floodgates.
It is an episode where we answer questions from people who want advice on both love and sex. It is not just
of course.
sex.
I'm sorry, you're right.
Yes.
I'm cutting out the romantic parts of it and getting right to the juicy details.
Yeah, I mean, things could get steamy. Don't count that out. Folks can participate however they choose, but it's both sides of the coin. And I am not happy. I guess not happy to report that since the last time we did an episode 69, absolutely nothing has changed in my life. So, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, so my expertise is just as irrelevant as it's ever been. So that'll be for next week, though. This week we have some things to talk about. Solon, we are actually recording this episode pretty late, specifically because a big event occurred, and you wanted to make sure that you watched it and took notes and properly covered it, since you are a part of this world now. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what went down with this big Final Fantasy XIV event?
Oh, yeah. Yep. No, we just finished that whole stream up. They streamed out for about 2 hours. It was 2 hours and 20 minutes. All of the Final Fantasy XIV news, because it's kind of gotten piled up over the last couple of months because of COVID and because of the pandemic that's going on. Their whole release cycle as an MMO has kind of been all helter-skelter. And that means that they don't have the live stages to be able to present any of this stuff piecemeal. So they're just hey, we're just going to put out a 2.5 hour live stream. And it was live. It was actually really cool seeing, like, hey, the producer of this entire game that hundreds of thousands of more people play now than did before the pandemic started. There's so many people, including myself, who have recently came onto this game, played through the whole thing because, hey, what else am I going to do right now? And made a lot of cool experiences, met a lot of amazing people. And now, for the first time, I get to enjoy them announcing the new expansion. So a huge, huge announcement. They talked a lot about it. I'm going to just very quickly run down the like main notes. I don't want to spend too much time getting into like things that really excited me until like the very end of all of this. But they announced the new expansion. It is called Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. And that does denote that this is going to be the end of the Final Fantasy story in Final Fantasy XIV as we know it. So since A Realm Reborn, Final Fantasy 2.0, they have started this story about the two kind of gods of the world, Zodiark and Hydaelyn. They are like a yin and yang kind of spirit that has overseen the creation of this like universe that this whole thing's in. And so some people are for Zodiark, some people are represented by Hydaelyn, and they all clash. It's Final Fantasy. So this is the end of all of that. And that also includes that this is probably, as we understand it, the end of the crew that is doing Final Fantasy XIV, helmed by Yoshi P. He's also going to be heading off to probably do more Final Fantasy 16 stuff since he's started that whole thing. So it's the end of a whole bunch of stuff. Not necessarily the game itself. The MMO will carry on and continue, but at the very end, we are going to pay for this expansion, and it is going to end, like, bang, all of the story that we built up to this point, it's all just going to come to a close after this expansion releases. No, like, extra patches afterwards or anything, just 6.0, it is done.
Okay.
So that's the big news. That's like the big thing.
So here's, I'm going to interrupt you real quick and just ask, do you actually believe that? Or like, do you think that there will be some surprises? And what do you think happens after that?
So what I've learned from this experience, the thing that Final Fantasy XIV does better probably than any video game I've ever seen is transition. Okay. I mean, it was born out of transitioning out of the destitute state that the original 14 was in. So whenever they have to go through a major change, this is the game, this is the place that you go to transition in fun and exciting ways. And so they're going to do a 6.1. There's going to be a patch after the expansion comes out that is going to continue with some kind of content. And that content is going to probably directly relate to whatever happens at the end of this whole expansion. So them kind of saying that this is the end is a little bit lampshady, but I think that there's a lot more gravitas to it where, because the staff is changing so drastically, that's going to be the big change. And also from everything that I'm seeing, because of that, it looks like they are making a lot of major changes to how the game exists right now. With that in mind, like they're reducing a bunch of damage caps, they're getting rid of equipment accessories, and it seems like it's scaffolding to carry this game on further beyond when Yoshi P will be in charge of the game. And so it's kind of cool. It's cool seeing that from this level, how an MMO is having the torch is being passed. And we're not sure if that means it's being passed to, like, go to, hey, what does Final Fantasy XIV look like at the end of its life? More like, hey, how long can someone else carry this torch? And so maybe that'll be a short life. Maybe it'll be a long, another 10 years, I think, is where we're at right now with Final Fantasy XIV. It'll be cool to watch either way. So that is the right question, though. Okay. We have 2 new classes that we're adding, and they announced one of them. They did not announce the other one. They announced they're putting in a new healer class because there's been, out of the 20, I think it's 20 something battle classes, there's only 3 healers. So they added another healer called the Sage. And that is going to be a shield-based healer with these cool little drone things called Nowliths. And you're going to probably, summon and manipulate a bunch of these Nowliths to add shields to your party and also shoot cool lasers at the enemies from far.
Mm-hmm.
The Sage is really nice. It looks very cool on screen, and that's the most important part of being a healer, is that you look really cool when you do it. The main thing is that they are going to officially distance the idea of someone who heals your HP versus someone who heals your shield, put simply. So there are 2 of each. And that's just going to be like a hard change they're going to carry in. And so it seems like all of the speaking of that scaffolding earlier, they're also changing how healing is going to queue into groups. So when you go into group content, you're going to want 1 shield-based healer and 1 damage-based healer. And so they're going to evenly split that up based on whatever the content requires, and that's going to just be part of the systems now. Mm-hmm. Which we'll see how that all works, how that shakes out. On top of that, we're going to go to a level 90 level cap, which is no surprise. We've been at level 80 for this expansion, and now we'll go up 10 levels like we have every expansion up to this point. Mm-hmm. There's a new hub city that they're adding inside of a new region. The new city is called Rads at Han. It has a very Brazilian vibe to it. Mm-hmm. A little bit of it looked like a little bit of Indian culture as well in there, kind of in some of the decor and the decorations and the internal views they gave us. And this is all inside of the region of Thavnair, which is a region that's been kind of hinted at. I don't know if you know this, Skull taught me this. Spencer taught me that the entire world of Eorzea, is it Eorzea? Or the greater world that you play Final Fantasy XIV in does map almost 1-to-1 to our planet. And so we've been in Eorzea itself is like in Mesopotamian or like Central Africa areas. Mm-hmm. And there has been cues here and there towards other areas that denote the other continents. And it's just kind of cool how we're going to be going to there now. Mm-hmm. On top of that, we're going to go see Garlemald, which is totally run down. Garlemald is supposed to be like the Star Wars-esque Empire area, which we've been building up to going to for like 2 expansions now. And we're getting there, and I guess it's totally busted up and run down, which is a big surprise for us. There's a new beast tribe, and this kind of gets into just the normal expansion stuff. They're going to add a new beast tribe, which is called the Matonga. And it's like these big blue elephants. They look cute. We've seen a couple of them in certain like recently patched in areas. We've seen a couple of these guys popping in as I think as enemies mostly.
But these are like the normal guys who want to help you?
Yeah. We're gonna have a group of them that want to actually help us.
Okay.
They kind of look like the Diddy Kong Racing mascot dude.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Big friend.
Okay.
And then basically on top of that, they've got all the regular expansion stuff. So there's going to be some new dungeons. They showed off some little train station that's going to be where the new dungeon is. So wanted to make sure I give the Chooch shout out.
Of course.
There's going to be new PvP content for small groups, because right now it's kind of, you have to be in a big group to do PvP stuff. So they want to do more like solo or duo type stuff. Just throw a battle royale in there. I don't care. Who cares anymore? They're going to add new alliance raid, which they gave almost no details about. The main things are they are going to add a new raid for a new raid series, which is usually their higher level content, and it's called Pandemonium, which I know as the main dungeon in Final Fantasy II, with the best music in that game. Which is terrifying to think about, that they're going to be going back to Final Fantasy II places. Mm-hmm. And then the big one is that they are adding a new boss fight called Anima. And that's based on the Final Fantasy X summon that, what's his name? Seymour, the big blue guy. Seymour gets to summon his mom, Anima, and so now we're going to fight her finally. And that got everyone hoping, expecting, desiring Blitzball. But they won't give it to us. They said they teased a little bit of a new minigame, a new kind of like side thing, and they said it's at the scale of how they implemented Mahjong into the game, which was a huge implementation. That hey, you could play an entire you can have entire tournaments of Mahjong in Final Fantasy XIV, and that's just in canon. The characters just love playing Mahjong, so they're gonna put something in at that level. But who knows what it's going to be. I mean, they already have like a League of Legends-esque minion fighting game in there. It could be anything.
Sure.
Now, they did announce that they are adding a farming sim area. They're going to add a little like Harvest Moon kind of area to Final Fantasy XIV. So that's already crossed off the list now, so it can't be that. It's called Island Sanctuary.
Did they just get pissed that the Stardew Valley console patch is taking a long time?
I think they were just like, they're playing Animal Crossing, they're playing Stardew Valley, and they're just like, why don't we just put this in our game?
Let's do it. Who cares? Fuck it.
Who cares anymore? Yeah, this entire game is massive. Final Fantasy XIV, if you haven't played it, is ginormous. And it's not even in an overwhelming sense. Like, I've been able to like piecemeal kind of get into sections here and there every, couple of weeks. And I haven't felt overwhelmed by all of it. Just every time I find a new corner, I'm like, oh, right, I haven't been here before. This is neat. And all of that is going to be going on to the PS5, which is no surprise here. But we are going to be getting the whole upgrade to 4K onto the PS5. That open beta launches April 13th. And that goes along with the next patch of content in FF14. And so we've got, 2 months to kind of prep ourselves. I think a lot of folks are excited about this news, but where the game is right now, people are kind of really itching for new content. And so there might be a little bit of a dearth right now between here and when that patch comes out in April. But we have until, I didn't say it before, but Endwalker, this whole expansion, this is, they didn't give an exact date. This is coming out at the end of this year, though.
Okay.
And
I thought I saw them say fall.
They said fall. You're right. I'm sorry. I didn't write it down and I forgot when I had everything written up today.
You're fine.
Fall. You're completely right. Mm-hmm. So we're not too far away.
No.
Other than that,
we're already in February, so it's moving fast. Time is fake.
No, hey, be nice. We had a prolonged Game of the Year thing going on, so we did miss January, but I promise time is going to slow down soon. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, I promise it's going to slow down. It'll be fine. That is a streamer promise.
Mm-hmm.
It's no hype. So we got Endwalker coming out in during fall. The only other things that they're adding, they are getting rid of belts. So they've just eliminated the belt slot on everybody's characters. No belts. They are making it so that everyone can play together. You can now cross data centers and play characters together, which is that's going to be amazing when it comes out. We don't have to be separated by data centers anymore, and that's basically the final barrier between everyone just getting to play together. If that all goes the way that I'm expecting it to go, that's going to be sick. I forgot to mention the PS5 version is going to have 4K, but it's also going to have a 2K version that you can switch on and off to so that you can increase your frame rate, which is just neat.
Sure. I don't think I've used my PS5 in 4K. I have a 4K monitor, but that's like my main PC monitor, and I don't want to like unplug all that shit and move it over just so I can like see slightly more pixels.
I mean, what would you see slightly more pixels in at this point? Miles Morales?
I guess Miles Morales.
Cool, I guess.
Yeah, or Bug Snacks.
Bug Snacks? Like...
I don't know. Yeah, I don't have any other PS5 games. Those are the PS5
well, you're gonna
games
have
I own.
one more.
No, I won't.
Too bad. I mean, if you upgrade from the PS4 version, it's free to get the PS5 version.
I mean,
so
when I played Final Fantasy XIV for like a week and a half, it was on PC, and I don't think I want to ever play it ever again.
oh well, then that's fine then.
So yeah, that's why I said
But you
no.
get one more.
One more.
One more.
One more.
You have to download it. Square Enix is gonna force you to download it onto your console.
They can fucking try. Come over to my house and fucking try.
You're gonna look at the Miqo'te in 4K.
I'm sure I could just do that on my computer.
4K Miqo'te.
4K Miqo'te. Those are the cat girls, right?
That's right.
Okay, I've seen them.
Oh, you've seen them.
I've seen them on my Twitter timeline every day for like 7 years.
Every day.
Every day.
That's the curse, knowing what they are now. I know what they are now, and now I can't, like... I can't feign ignorance or anything. Just, It's like, yep, now I can see all of the cat girls on my timeline, instead of just skimming past most of them, not knowing what they were.
It's messed up.
Anyway, we're going to the moon.
The moon?
That's the main story beat. Yeah, we're going to the moon!
How does that work?
I don't know. It worked in Final Fantasy IV.
You do go to the moon in Final Fantasy IV. That is right. Is it based on Final Fantasy IV, or is it just,
I think the idea, the motif, is based on Final Fantasy IV, but, like, this last patch, they've been building, like, space cannon. They've been building, like, 5G cell towers in this expansion, which do look like they could shoot things into space.
Okay.
So, I don't know. And they literally, like, the end of this last patch is, and I guess this is spoilers, but it's just so silly that there's no basis for why this happens or how this happens, but just anytime you go around the world now, you can just randomly see places giant cell towers that apparently got built overnight. Is what they said, by vast sums of money. And it's like, oh, okay, sure. Just silently in the night, people built giant monolith structures that could shoot things to space.
Sure.
Most importantly, though, we're going to get a lunar whale.
Ooh.
And that's going to be our first 8-person mount. And that'll be primo dollars to the Square Enix store.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to make you pay a lot for that. But it is a space whale with rocket jets attached to it, and you can put 7 of your friends inside of it with you, which is like, that's fun. That's nice.
It's a lot of them.
That's a lot. And that's all the news. That I think I got everything in like maybe 15 minutes.
Let me look at the time. Yeah, just about, I would say. Good work.
Okay. Awesome. To just add a little bit of, narrative onto the end of that, I think the things that I'm most excited for outside of the story is that I'm just really excited seeing how they are positioning everything to go towards this end of all things. Mechanically speaking, I just, for the first time last week, got to look at the ultimate dungeon and just see how kind of hardcore that is. And it's way more hardcore than anything else I've seen in pretty much any game ever. That level of group content, that level of like challenge that they put against you is unbelievable, beyond anything that I've seen before. And so seeing them kind of take all of this game that they've made up to this point and just transitioning it one more chunk over to a new expansion in kind of this like linear way makes sense. I'm surprised that I'm not seeing like anything wildly bigger. Mm-hmm. They're not like announcing any kind of I don't know, like, hey, this is what 6.0's big deal is going to be, and this is why you should be excited for something radically new in your FF14 life. Mm-hmm. But I think that's fine. I think that people are kind of just ready to see how this all ends.
I mean,
And then,
I feel like the story
most-
wrapping up
oh,
is
yeah.
probably like the thing that is big. Maybe you'd think.
Yeah. I mean, if it's just story, then it's just story, and that's fine.
Hmm.
The most important thing, though, and I got this report probably about 30 minutes ago, is that Spencer said, and I quote, that he's happy.
Well, if he's happy, then we're good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's good. He's very happy with it. Yoshi P was wearing a skeleton shirt on for the last half of the presentation.
Mhm.
So it was a good time.
Do you know how the rest of our Final Fantasy XIV friends are feeling?
Oh, they just keep talking about wanting to go inside the whale.
Is Rose also doing that?
Let's check in. What's the Rose report?
It's a Rose report. Is she saying anything?
Oh, wait, where is it? There it is. Here's the Rose report.
Okay.
Yoshi P did on stage say, "Hey, we're gonna go find an Evangelion on the moon," and the translator just turned to him, going, "What?"
I probably would do the same if I was the translator. So yeah, okay.
That's the Rose report.
All right. Thank you for the Rose report. Thank you for the updates, Solon. It's a lot of stuff, but it was all important, I guess.
Was it?
I don't know. You tell me. You made it sound important. I don't know this shit. Like I said, I played this game for a fucking week and a half. I got bored as hell. I didn't hit the good stuff. Everyone was like, "You have to hit the good stuff," and I didn't because I got bored.
It's so far. Yeah, of course. I don't know how anyone could get into this game right now.
I was playing it alone. You got to the good
That's
stuff
fucked
because
up.
you were on a stream with like 7 other fucking people. My ass
I know,
was fucking
no,
plugging along like a dickhead.
Took the luxurious route.
You got
just
fucking
playing all the boring stuff at once.
They laid out a path for you with rose petals.
Oh, John, you want to get in on this? I could feel it that you.
Nah, I'm fine.
You really are like. You want to play a game with friends.
I mean, I'm down for that, but like, I'm gonna be 110% seriously honest with you. The only thing I really want to see is the Nier shit. That's it. But that's like near the end of the game. And that's a lot. So can't have shit in Detroit, as they say.
Now, on the other hand,
Yes.
the best ongoing game of 2020 is also having its own releases, 100% Orange Juice. And so if you want to play something together, there's always time for Juice.
We could just play it. Yeah. Listen, folks, I'm gonna 2-hour collective horn right now. I'm just gonna say real quick, Fruit Bat Factory, if you're listening out there, fucking insane. I can't they put they caught wind of us giving them best ongoing game, and they fucking put it up on the Steam page and made it look like one of those like fucking like they won an award at a film festival, you know, where it's got like the
because they
fucking
won an award at a film festival. John, what are you fucking talking about?
It's just crazy to me that like it's
very cool.
Video Game Choo Choo gave us best ongoing game, you know, like it's like they won the Oscar, you know, and you know I'm glad that they are celebrating this because they fucking deserve it. Orange Juice was the tightest shit last year, but also
when I helped put together the ongoing game award last year, this was exactly the case I was thinking about. Was for a game like 100% Orange Juice to have their moment.
They deserve it.
Because Fruit Bat Factory, they've been putting so much work into that game, and it is paying off in so many ways.
Fruit Bat Factory is this little company that could. Like, they have this, like, really excited, super, like niche, but loving audience. But then people also just fucking love Orange Juice.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm also seeing that, like, there's, like, a competitive Sugiri, there's, like, some competitive Sugiri players popping up too. Like that shit's getting like brought up around like fighting game scenes. You know how like how people play like Gundam or like Catherine or whatever. Like that's starting to pop up around those circles too.
There's no reason that 100% Orange Juice can't have their own Among Us moment.
Let's do it. Let's fucking go. 2021, year of the juice. Let's go.
I'm just saying, it's totally possible. It's reasonable.
Let's do it. We got in on the fucking... Well, okay, we did not get in on the ground floor because people have been loving Orange Juice for a long time, but we got in, like, the big moment. We're saying... We're coming in saying, look, 100% Orange Juice Fruit Bat Factory has always been doing good shit. This game is good, and it has been good for ages and ages and ages. And people just need to fucking realize. En masse.
En masse.
En masse.
That's Spanish.
Yeah. I think.
Wow.
Yeah. En masse.
Got you bilingual for a second.
En masse, I think. I don't know. Whatever. I don't think that's... I don't know if that's actually Spanish.
I do want to point out that there's no... Like, it's such a easy sell. Everybody right now, what do they want to do? They want to go hang out with their friends and they want to play Mario Party. But you can't do that. Because Mario Party is a console game and your friends are locked down right now being very safe.
Do you want to play Mario Party with 0 minigames? Well, there are a few small minigames in Orange Juice, but, it's not that big of a deal. You can play it without them.
Just the strategy part.
Just rolling dice, just playing cards using powers and abilities, fighting things.
Making some simple choices.
You could play it cooperatively, even. You could fight bosses and shit.
They have co-op?
They have co-op.
Oh, yeah.
There's always an event going on. You can get pets. You can get outfits for your character.
I guess we don't need to sell this out to them, but I'm just saying that there's a very, like, relatable Among Us-esque design to this game.
Sure, yeah, that's true.
That, like, I could totally see that happening.
Absolutely. 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 There was other news. Should I go into news, or do you want me to talk about what I've been playing? I could do either.
Oh, we've had a lot of news just now.
Solon, since we're done with Game of the Year, and it's kind of like the time to recuperate, to just sort of not play anything new, especially because there's not anything out for like that I want to play for like another like week and a half. I have been preparing myself for the inevitable announcement of the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes by playing Pokemon Pearl.
They're inevitable at this point, right?
Oh, absolutely. Like, all signs are pointing to yes. And so my roommate, I guess, dug up a bunch of his old Pokemon DS games, which I need to say are only the cartridges, which is very difficult for me as the complete in-box bastard. So if anyone listening, I'm sorry, but I have to do this. I have to fucking do this. Please hit me up on Twitter or something if you want to part with your DS Pokemon game boxes. I need Pearl, I need Black 1, I need White 2, and I need Heart Gold. If you have those, I think that's it, right? Those are the DS games? Yeah. If you have those, please hit John up on Twitter or Discord or something. I will buy them off of you. I won't be paying like $30 fucking though, because that is how much they're going for on like eBay or like even please like be a normal human being about it. But I want the boxes and I want the manuals, please. I don't want the game. I have the games.
That's from the inbox bastard himself.
Please, the complete inbox bastard. Please.
I think I had the opposite of all of those. I don't think I'd have any boxes for you, unfortunately.
All right.
I did have Pearl, but that box is long gone.
That's okay. So I've been playing Pokemon Pearl.
It's the best game in the series.
No, it's
actually. Okay, Black and White 2 was really, really good.
Black and White 2 is arguably the best. Yes.
Yeah.
Gen 4 is rough.
It's one of my favorites.
Have you played it recently?
No, I haven't, and I don't plan to.
Okay.
I'm just going off of the blind ignorance of enjoying of how much I enjoyed it and finishing that entire game and playing it like multiple times and then perfecting the Pokédex. That's the only one I've done that in.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it.
Well, maybe you'll really enjoy the remakes, because the remakes will probably make you feel like you did back then, you know?
Yep.
But
now, I did recently play 3rd Gen, and God, that game is incredibly good.
I mean, which 3rd Gen version did you play?
Oh, Emerald.
Okay.
Just when they have the big kaiju battle and it looks all cool, like, nothing really beats that.
Yeah, Emerald fixes a good amount of the issues of Ruby and Sapphire. Same thing with Platinum and Diamond and Pearl. But Platinum didn't fix everything. Emerald also didn't fix everything, but Platinum had a lot of spots. And so playing original as Pearl is very interesting in that, yeah, it's rough. The game is slow. It's slow. I remember I was talking about it in Chooch Chat, and this is just kind of something that people have accepted, and it sucks ass that they have to accept this, because it shouldn't be like this. Game Freak should just hire people. But whenever there's a new console and they make a new mainline Pokemon game, it takes them a gen to figure out the console. Which, like, that's why Ruby and Sapphire had its issues. It had a lot less issues compared to the other ones, but like, it had issues, which they corrected a bit. They didn't really have another. Gen 4 wasn't on the GBA, so I'm sure if Gen 4 was on GBA, it would have been a lot better. But then, like, the DS,
definitely,
the DS comes out, Gen 4, really rough. Then right after that, they do Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and it's like, oh, holy shit, this is one of the best Pokemon games ever. And then after that, they do like Black and White and Black and White 2, and holy shit, there's some of the best Pokemon games ever. They move up to the 3DS, X and Y. I would argue X and Y are the worst Pokemon games.
I've never played them.
You don't have to.
It's the only ones that I just saw what they were doing. I saw we're going to France, and I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Then they did the Gen 3 remakes, and those were really, really good. And then they did Gen 7, and that is also really fucking good.
Yep.
Then on the Switch, I feel like counting you can't really count Let's Go. Let's Go was just bullshit. Just ignore Let's Go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like,
Maybe they got their stuff out on it, you know?
Yeah,
they got through they knew they had to make a gimmicky game to really get into the Switch.
It's just Pokemon Go. It's just Pokemon Go. They didn't learn anything making it. So then they move on to because then they move on to Sword and Shield, and they can't fit all the Pokemon into the fucking game.
Yep.
Because they didn't figure out how the console works yet. So Diamond and Pearl remakes, I would bet. I don't actually want to bet money, because there is a chance that it won't happen, because they're fucking Game Freak. But I would bet that once this Diamond and Pearl remake rolls around, I bet they go, oh, all the Pokemon are back. I bet they'll be like, yeah, you can have everything in Sword and Shield now, and everything's back in Diamond and Pearl remake. It's all here. Also the game runs better. Also, all that shit. Like, I bet that we figured out the wild area. The wild area is way cooler now. There's a lot more to do. They just need more time. They need more time. These games do not need to be yearly. They need to stop being yearly. And I bet them having that extra time with like a small team or whatever working on the DLC for Sword and Shield, I bet the Diamond and Pearl remakes are going to be better than what they were going to be. You know? Like, when they remade Gen 3, they didn't have the fucking Battle Frontier. You know? People love the Battle Frontier. That was huge. That was a huge thing in Emerald. And they didn't put that in the remakes. I bet in the Gen 4 remakes, I really hope that there is some sort of, like, of that post-game. I hope there is something like that. I hope that they have the time to implement that. Now, and if they don't in the base game, I hope that they take the time and do that for DLC. that it's not just a half-assed thing. Because people do really love Gen 4. There is a lot to love about Gen 4. There's a lot to hate about Gen 4 too. How poorly the story is paced. How slow everything is. Like, the hit points, the levels, everything is so slow. The Pokedex...
You make the little poffins.
The poffins
you gotta stir them up and poke on them. And...
Yeah, I mean, like, there's stuff. Yeah. The poffins, they're there. The contests, not as good as they were in Gen 3. Not as good.
Maybe not as clean, but...
Not as clean.
There's a lot going there.
They tried. They tried to add more. I kind of feel like less was more for contests.
Yep.
But they're not horrible. I get it. I'm on the third badge, so I'm not that far. Mm-hmm. But also, again, the way that game is spaced, it's so, like, I've been playing for a long time, and I'm only on the third badge, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think the Pokedex is very good. I don't think the new Pokemon are very good in this one. Like, I'm looking over all the stuff that they added, and most of the cool stuff are just like new evolutions of old Pokemon. It's like I'm using a Misdreavus in this game because I want to use Mismagius. Like, Mismagius is cool. And it's like I'm using a Budew right now because I want to evolve it into Roselia, but really I want it to be a Roserade because Roserade's pretty cool. My roommate was telling me about how much he loves Honchkrow. You know, it's like everyone just kind of remembers the new evolutions. But, you know, they don't really have that many, like, standout things. I'm going around battling people. Like you go up fucking Cycling Road. Like, when you go down Cycling Road, people have Starlies, Ponytas. Some chick has a Pikachu.
And you're just like, oh, I wish I had a Pikachu.
I mean, I don't want a Pikachu. I want something new. And you know what's the new thing in that one? Fucking Pachirisu. Who gives a shit about fucking Pachirisu?
Yep, that one's probably just yep.
But then there is cool shit. Spirit Tomb is in this one. I'm using a fucking Vespiquen in this run. Vespiquen is fucking cool.
Yep. Get Darkrai and Arceus in this one, so you get those...
Darkrai's pretty cool. I mean, like, we talked up Gen 5 a whole lot just then, but at least Gen 4 has some pretty cool legendaries. Gen 5 had 3 identical fucking genies until Black and White 2, when they started making them have different forms.
Yep.
Like, what's going on with that? Just
get Rotom in this one also.
Yeah, there's, like, again, there is some cool stuff here, but it's just kind of buried.
But you are right that this was a generation of Pokemon that was brutally utilitarian.
Yeah.
There is pretty much every Pokemon that they put together in this one has some kind of, like, strategic value.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like, some kind of type combination that is just something that hadn't happened yet and really, like, you know, checks the box that this needed to happen. Mm-hmm. There's things where it's like, oh, we need to have like 3 bugs, and so we just have, you know, very normal, like, it's a cricket, there's a worm, there's the worst Pokemon in the game, Burmy. It can evolve into literal trash.
It's not great. And then the worst part is that the trash form is probably its best form.
Yep.
Like, Trash Wormadam is the best form.
But this is the generation where you get the best sand team, because you get Garchomp and Lucario and Hippowdon that can bring the sand stream.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is where, for me, this was where double battles got really good.
Yeah. There's a lot.
I'm just scrolling down the list. I see Gliscor and Probopass, and I'm like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah. But again,
big lads.
Yeah. Like, new evolutions of old Pokemon, you know?
Yep.
But those are some of the best ones. Yeah, it's very much like a work in progress thing, and then Gen 5 was like such a big step because they understood the console. So it's just, you know, it's very frustrating that, like, they don't they don't have like enough information about the console, I guess, like they should. I don't know. It's so strange. It's so strange.
It was a stopgap. I mean, there was a lot about Generation 4 that was kind of building things that were supposed to come in the last generation to build towards the next one.
Yeah.
And, it was... and this was the time, once you've made the 4th set of Pokemon games, you're like, all right, yeah, we're doing this every 2 years. I'm in the flow. There's no, like, magic or surprise to it anymore, because, you make Gen 3, you're like, wow, we've gotten to do 3 of them. This is amazing. We 3-peated this.
Yeah.
Once you hit Gen 4, it's like, all right, yep, we're doing this forever now, huh?
I mean, like, Gen 2 was supposed to be the last game, like that was, they wanted Gold and Silver to be the finale of Pokemon, and...
Oops, you made a cultural phenomenon. Yeah, what are you gonna do now?
And then, like, they make
Happens to the best of us.
They make Gen 3, and that, I feel like, is when it became a formula. Like, Gen 2 was so different and so, like, experimental, and they just wanted to make it such a big thing, and then Gen 3 was like, alright, we need to figure out what we can keep up with. What can we reasonably do on, like, a regular basis, instead of, like, what we did with Gen 2, where we went fucking crazy.
Which, I have a lot of, like, JRPGs I can compare this to, and almost every JRPG franchise, the 4th one is usually their best one.
Yeah, it's a little strange.
Breath of Fire 4 right now is an unbelievable video game that I can't fathom this game even existing on the PS1. Then there's, Final Fantasy 4 and Dragon Quest 4 is an extremely highly rated and touted game. I haven't played that one, but it's usually in the 4th games of these JRPGs, like, they're huge.
I mean, maybe if Pokemon 4 was on GBA, it would be, better considered, but I don't know. It's... Because, I mean, you think about Dragon Quest 4, like, that was, like, after they had really mastered that console, too, They could really push it.
I mean, you can actually kind of chart that course for a lot of JRPGs that, hey, they put 2 out in the SNES, and then they put 2 out on the PlayStation 1, or whatever next console generation there was for them. And since you put out 2 per console generation, that's pretty consistent for a lot of JRPGs. I mean, Valkyria Chronicles 4 is, I think, people's favorite one of that series.
I don't
Persona
know.
4.
Yeah, Persona 4. That is the big one.
They really figured it out by then.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's what I'm playing. I'm probably going to keep playing that, like, next week. That'll probably be the game that I'm talking about. Just because... I am enjoying it. I am enjoying it for what it is, but I'm also being very critical, and I'm, I wanna have that somewhat fresh in my mind. It's not going to be completely fresh because, these remakes are going to be like near the end of the year, but I want to have that experience semi-recent. Just to have a point of reference for what they did better, what they fucked up even, because, there were some things in the Gen 3 remakes that weren't as good. Battle Frontier. But that's that.
I'll be ready next week for my Gen 4 based episode 69-esque questions. It'll mostly be about Ambipom.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, two hands. Ambipom is a really weird... God.
Who was weird? Of all the Pokemon, why did they choose Ambipom?
Yeah, why did Apom have an evolution? Like, who liked Apom that much?
I think it's just a fake out utility Pokemon at this point. Like, it's a normal type that kind of hit hard.
It doesn't hit hard.
I don't even know what its use case is right now, but it's in a weird spot.
Nobody used Ambipom. That shit's not in Sword and Shield. I haven't thought about Ambipom. That was the first time I thought of Ambipom in like 4 years, at least.
Hey, it's a fun monkey Pokemon. They don't have many of those in Pokemon, do they?
Yes, they do. They have a lot. There's a lot of monkeys. There was a new
I think
monkey.
the starter.
There was a new monkey in Sword and Shield. Yeah, there's a new starter in Sword and Shield. And then in Sun and Moon, there was
the starter in Sword and Shield, and I think the starter in Gen 4 is also a monkey.
Yeah, there was also a monkey in Gen 4. There were 2 monkeys in Gen 7. There was Passimian, which was like the rugby player, and then there was Oran Guru, which was the guru, like, yeah.
The Quiz Bowl monkey. Which monkey would you put in the monkey ball first? What's the most monkey ball monkey? Because I think Apom actually might be it.
Yeah, it's Apom. Apom and probably Passimian. And Chimchar, I guess.
Oh, Passimian would have so much fun.
Yeah, Passimian.
No, he'd be like hucking the balls.
Yeah.
Use your launcher.
Mm-hmm. I'm into it. Solon, there are some other news things that we can go over real quick.
Yeah, what else is on the news?
We have a Stadia Watch. Folks.
Oh, Stadia Watch?
We have Stadia Watch. We have Stadia Watch. We have Stadia Watch. Oh my god.
Wow, that's more effort into a opening presentation than the Stadia had for itself.
Yeah, no, seriously. All right, so Google has shut down their internal Stadia studios. They are not making.
Oh,
they are not.
No.
They aren't.
No.
They aren't making games.
What could that mean?
Probably the Stadia isn't going to be around much longer.
Oh no! But they said they were going to integrate it to YouTube.
Yeah,
you're going to be able to load save games from YouTube.
You would think. You would think. It's just going to be all third-party stuff now. This will impact 150 folks. Hopefully they land on their feet. They are, all Google folks, so I'm sure they will.
Oh no, that means that guy from, what is it, Journey to the Savage Planet that popped off on Twitter on a bunch of people and got a bunch of flack for it. Oh no, yeah. That's his studio, isn't it?
Oh no, obviously there are some folks there that are probably going through some trouble, but for that guy, oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. But it's the writing's been on the wall forever since this came out. So this is just the fucking doomsday clock hitting like 3 minutes to midnight for Stadia, basically. Like this ain't Stadia. The Stadia Watch. We might only have 1 or 2 more Stadia Watches in us.
Yeah, the Stadia Watch is that Stadia is on life support now.
Yeah, the Stadia Watch is that Stadia needs to fucking watch it. That's what it is.
You got one last chance to Google wave at it goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite Google product that got terminated early into its life?
I have no fucking idea.
Mine's Wave. I loved that thing. I really enjoyed it for like the week that I got to use it with people and friends and stuff. And they just axed it.
I feel like the only Google things that I've interacted with are the ones that have stuck around. I don't know. I remember their social media thing, the Google, I don't even remember what the fuck it was called.
Yeah, they did have a social media thing for a bit.
What the fuck was it called? Google? I don't know. I seriously don't remember. Wow. Okay. I'm just gonna... Cancelled Google things. Killed by Google. Google Graveyard. Alright, yeah.
The Google Graveyard. Google Glass.
Google Glass, yeah. Google Glass is probably my favorite one, because, like... Honestly...
Oh, yeah. I get it.
Like, look, Google Glass is like a bad thing for...
Oh yeah, surveillance equipment.
Surveillance
and
all that. But like, for John, who just wants to use it to like, pretend to be Iron Man...
Yeah.
That would have been cool. That's the kind of, like... There's so much cool technology that I just don't want the government to have. Or creeps. because
or
it's like
large corporations.
yeah, because it's like I just like I had a realization like a week ago where I was like, once I turn like 40, I'm definitely gonna be like a drone guy. I'm just gonna like go out to parks and fly a drone around, and I'm gonna have a great time just like watching the ducks
Hey,
and shit.
it's a cheap and simple thing. I get drones too. I've got a bunch of students that love drones like they would RC cars, and they do love RC cars also.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just
and they're
saying
fun
like
to mod. They're a fun parent-kid
Yeah.
project that you got to work on together. I get it.
that's what I'm saying. Like drones are fucking tight, but I don't want the fucking government to have them, killing people with them or spying on people with them. Fuck that. Same with like this robot shit. I want us to have cool robots. I don't want them to be used to police people. Fuck that. I want robots to like help old people with their chores. I want robots to help people who are sick or who need help with daily tasks. I want robots to just help me in general. Because I'm John and I want a fucking robot. But I don't want the government to have robots. I don't want the cops to have fucking robots. Because then when they have robots, then we can't have the cool robots. Because then robots are ruined for everybody. And nobody wants them. That's the fucking problem. Government
Yeah,
ruins shit.
we're going backwards against robot girlfriends and robot boyfriends and robot, intimate partners. Because if all the robots are killing machines, then I don't want to. I don't want to do that,
We can discuss this further on episode 69.5, but yeah, basically, it's fucked up. And they should quit it.
I get it. We're going the wrong way. We could be going better directions.
We're going the wrong way. Anyway, Google Stadia. It's on watch. And that's that. So speaking of Stadia here, have you ever wanted to play the Yakuza spin-off game Judgment on Google Stadia?
No.
Well, now you can. Well, or you will in like a few months.
That's the lawyer one, right?
A detective. You're a detective.
Detective. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's also coming to PS5 and Xbox Series X natively.
Didn't we hate that one?
I didn't
Didn't
hate
we give
it.
it like a low?
It was definitely not as good as the other games, but it's not like horrible. It's still a Ryu Gagotoku Studios game.
We do love Yakuza games around
We do
here,
love
so
Yakuza
I understand.
games.
We judge them harshly because we love them.
Yakuza 7 was my game of the year, 2020. But yeah, Judgment was definitely weaker. But if you want to check it out, it's going to be on PS5, Xbox Series X, and Stadia for $40. They have not announced a PC version. So who knows?
So on the day they announced that Stadia's internal studios are shutting down, they also announced that Judgment will be on Stadia.
I don't think it was the same day, but it was really close.
Which is funny because the big announcement has been that the Yakuza remastered games are now out and ready to play.
Yeah, those are all on PC,
Xbox,
Game Pass.
PC and Game Pass, and in places that people actually play a lot of these games. Really cool. And then Judgment kind of sneaks in there hey, you can play me too.
Yeah.
If you want.
I mean, I don't know. Are they gonna port the fucking the Fizz of the North Star game that even less people liked?
That's the same studio?
That is the same studio. It is the same style. It is a Yakuza game, but you play as Kenshiro. And
that makes sense.
It's not god awful, but it's definitely weaker than Judgment.
I'm kind of glad they made it because who else would,
Yeah.
Who else would do it, some kind of justice? And even if they didn't, they whiffed, and that happens, but
I mean, it's probably the best Fist of the North Star game. Oh, wait, no, actually, it's the second best because there was that Arc System Works fighting game. So it is the second.
I was gonna say.
It is the second best Fist of the North Star game. And then the last bit of news that I have in front of me, because I didn't really care about anything else. If you think that I skipped news, I did. And you're going to have to deal with it.
Wow.
There's the Mass Effect remaster.
Oh, you skipped other news, but you didn't skip the Mass Effect remaster?
Well, it's mostly because I want to complain about it.
There it is.
Yeah.
What's up with the Mass Effect remaster? I mean, I figure it would be, kind of a shot in a slam dunk.
Well, all right. Let's just say that again, it's called the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. It's got all 3 of the games, the good ones, quote unquote, with all the DLC, everything and all in. May 14th, it's coming out. It's gonna be a PS4, PC, and Xbox One. And they revamped Mass Effect 1 to be more like the original, which is, probably for the best, because that first one's a little rough. But I think the changes they made to the graphics look like shit. It looks like...
Are you going to be able to toggle between the graphics?
Probably not.
Ooh.
It's just all lens flare.
Master Chief Collection?
No, I don't think so, but it's all lens flare. They just added a bunch of really gross-looking lens flare to everything.
It's sci-fi.
It looks horrible.
That's not a great idea.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. I have mixed feelings, because I feel like Mass Effect has not aged well at all. It is
yeah.
It is of its time. And
I really have no love lost for, I don't think, any BioWare game. Yeah, no, I can play, pretty much anything else.
Yeah,
get the same or better vibes from it.
I was a pretty big fan of those first 2 games, and parts of 3, and then some of it was real rough. But I don't know. It's good that they're keeping these games up in perpetuity or whatever, but I feel like people making a big deal about Mass Effect and being like, I need to replay it. Oh man, it's gonna be I don't know. I don't get that feeling. I was a big fan of a few of those games, but yeah, I don't need to. I personally don't need to return to them, and I am pre-exhausted about the fucking discourse that's gonna pop up about this game, because that's just how it is these days. Which I kind of feel like what we need to just say is it was of its time, and we can move on. And it's a good idea to look back and talk about what's wrong sometimes. But I feel like in this case, we could just be you know what? Let's see what they're making for Mass Effect 4. I bet they're they're doing Mass Effect 4, whatever the fuck. And we'll see what they do with that. And if they don't update to current trends in that game, then there's a problem. But I feel like...
I'll give Mass Effect a credit, and especially because the remaster's coming out. I'll give them one credit, and that is that Mass Effect was the height of the Western game development of that generation.
Yeah.
At PS3, Xbox 360 era, I would say Mass Effect was the height of all of that. And it's just not that high of a height, is all.
Yeah. It's just...
it's all right.
It's the kind of thing where, folks should just keep things in mind, but also not, flip out about it. It's an old-ass game. These games are, 10 years old. It's fine.
Now, the nice thing will be that I'm assuming, I would hope, that you can carry your character on through all 3 games.
Well, yes.
And that'd be a very good thing, because that's not technologically easy to do right now.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, there are some other smaller things that are good. They specifically said that they wanted to make sure that the femshep options, and also they wanted to make sure that black shepherds had better options as well for hair and facial structure and all that to make them look better. So yeah, they are trying to do things for that. And then even some gameplay things, I said they updated some things in Mass Effect 1 to make it play similarly, and they made it so driving the Mako wasn't completely dog shit. So
hey, okay, those are some bare minimum remastered type things that I would hope for.
Yes.
Hey, cool.
they are doing some good things. I'm not gonna say that it's like completely pointless or whatever, but it's
They're not going to change Mass Effect 3's ending or anything.
No.
That's probably the right way to do that too.
Yeah. It's just we're just gonna fucking roll with it. It's whatever. It's all here. Let's see what happens. But that's all I got for news, Solon. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I mean, news-wise,
or
not
just
really.
Anything.
There's not a lot has happened this last week. As far as me, I've been playing a lot of games, doing the thing that I'm doing. This week, I finally get to catch up on the 2020 games that I didn't get to before Game of the Year. And so you all were talking about 13th Sentinel. What's that game called? Not 13 Sentinels. It's called
13 Sentinels. Yes, that is what it's
Aegis Rim.
Yes,
that's what it's called. That game looks gorgeous. I definitely want to play that, as well as Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. I need to play that game because editing the footage from Nile was awesome. Just looked like way too much fun. Then on top of that, Elvie also, during our deliberations, there was a bunch of games that she put forward that didn't really get a whole bunch of awards, but they were all ones that's like, oh, geez, these look cool, and I want to play them as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, what was one of them called? Like Two in the Waters or something? There was a submarine game on the Switch that looked really cool.
Yeah, I think that was like something that won for audio.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, you're right. Best audio. It got a runner-up award.
Yeah, it was up there.
And that was cool because I think we described it as what's the underwater Minecraft game?
Is there an underwater Minecraft game?
Yeah. Where you... Oh. Gonna make me just Google this because my brain is broken.
It's called In Other Waters, that game. But I don't know what...
That's right.
I don't know what Minecraft game you're talking about. I think you're on fucking drugs talking about this.
It's an underwater crafting game. Subnautica.
Okay.
We described it as what if Subnautica wasn't in first person and you were watching someone else play Subnautica and they are describing to you what they are seeing in the water in text. And you said it was called From Open Waters?
In Other Waters.
I'm so close. In Other Waters, it looked really cool. I wrote it down somewhere and I hadn't been able to find it. But that one really stuck out to me as like a cool small game that I had no idea existed until Elvie had brought it up.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I think I've been playing kind of the same games that I had been before. I told you that earlier this week I played Ultimate content in Final Fantasy XIV, which is kind of the pinnacle, the highest point that you can really reach skill-wise, technical-wise. And as far as that went, I actually was able to hold my own for, a couple minutes before everyone ended up wiping out. We got through a couple of the, 3 mechanics in. So normally in these kinds of games, you would break things down to like, all right, a big boss fight might have 2 sections, and those sections might have 7 phases in them, or 6 phases that the boss goes through. And those might be 2 cycles of 3 that repeat. And each of those cycles might have 4 mechanics in them each. Mm-hmm. And all of that is going to be like, a 10-minute, 15-minute boss fight. This Ultimate content, we got 2 mechanics in. We got 2, attack cycles in before everyone wiped out immediately. But those 2 mechanics we got into, we were very proud of.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to go much deeper than that, because even doing that was probably about a minute and a half, 2 minutes of just intense concentration, and making sure every button that I had access to was active at every moment.
Wow.
And that the cooldowns were popping up at the exact moments that I needed to. And I was like, all right, I get it. And I know how I could, keep going along this and extend this out. But hey, that was 30 minutes of interesting and exciting stuff well spent, I'm good. I'm gonna just, this is my stopping point.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. The other main thing I did, I'm finishing the Silver Case this next Wednesday.
How are you feeling now that you're like deeper into it?
I feel so much better. I talked about this game, this was probably about 4 or 5 episodes ago. This was Suda51's first big publication.
Mm-hmm.
That was him kind of leading the charge with Grasshopper Studios, Grasshopper Manufacturers. And when I played the beginning of it, it was hard to get into. And that's because a lot of it is setting up characters and building them up to these, and like getting you invested in the story and how it has 2 separate acts that are going on concurrently. There's the story of your character who is trying to find the killer, and they're trying to find this killer that kind of is being aspired to by a bunch of other serial killers. And so there's like multiple cases that you're going through. Meanwhile, there's this other dude who's locked in his room because he's just kind of like a shut-in, and a goofball, a screwball called Tokyo. And Tokyo, he just lives with his turtle, and his entire point of the story is to contextualize all of the parts that you can't see from your perspective.
Huh.
And he's just a journalist who got fired. He's like let go, but he has one chance to get, if he can get any kind of scoop on this serial killer business. But he's always late to it because you already know that you've solved the case on your side. And he ends up actually like contextualizing a lot of the side points, and just building out the world in a much bigger way than you could on your own. Because basically all he's got is his room, his apartment, his computer, and his car that he drives around to places. And you don't do any of that stuff because you're just some random detective that accidentally trips through life. And so there's this fascinating interplay between both of these from like a mechanical standpoint. Like mechanically how they deliver narrative to you is fascinating. But the bigger thing is that the interplay between both of these characters just build out the world in a much more dynamic way. And so when you finally get to the point where I'm at the end of the game, there's 6 chapters total. I just finished chapter 5. And so we're in the last third of the game. And when you get to this point, it finally all clicks that you're going into the internet. It is 1999. And you went to, like, the main character went to a club, a cool discotheque, and got a URL from some shady character, and then went to that URL and found out it was like this underground site for people who were idolizing the serial killer. Like, okay, yeah, we're kind of on some like Matrix stuff going on here. This is really cool, and in the time period that makes sense. And it kind of has this like Hypnospace Outlaw kind of feel because you're trying to like read these IRC chats from other people. And it's like, okay, this is kind of weird. And then you go to Tokyo side, and he just jumps into these internet chat rooms with absolutely no idea what he's doing. And so the first time you walk into one of these chat rooms is he just goes in, and before saying anything, someone DMs him immediately and says, "Hey, get the fuck out of here." And he's the very first thing Tokyo says back is, "How do you DM back?" And the whole chat room just starts lighting up saying, "Get the fuck out of here. Who are you? No one cares who you are." And then they like, he gets so angry that he tries to pick a fight and like doxes himself. He just gives out his address to this back chat room of hackers. And you're just like, Tokyo, you idiot. You're supposed to be a journalist. You have subtlety to you. No, he is just a big goofball. And nothing horrible comes of him just putting out his address to these random people. Other things happen, but like it keeps that same kind of drama and comedy kind of in parallel with his story, where you're just like, this guy is such a bumbling goofball. And then it finally all picks up to a pace that's like, oh, really exciting. And the narrative now where I'm at the beginning of chapter 6 is like, wow, there's 3 storylines that I'm really, really invested in. And all of them tell this, all of them have built this world of what 1999, just kind of a normal city, looks like as they are trying to deal with this threat, this existential threat of a lot of people idolizing and having like a parasocial relationship with this serial killer from 25 years ago or something. And also all of the kind of how that kind of event trickles down in the internet age at the like 1999 peak of this this information era.
So sounds a little like not 1-to-1, but it definitely reminds me a little bit of the Laughing Man arc from Standalone Complex. It's a little, a little bit. About that game. It's not 1-to-1, but it reminds me of some of the beats. That's interesting. Suda watched Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, right. Standalone Complex, Ghost in the Shell. Yes. Okay. That's what I thought too. It was funny how I haven't seen Ghost in the Shell. I'm vaguely aware of it, and so the only parallels I had was like to The Matrix, and I'm like, wait a minute, The Matrix came out after this. They're just on the same wavelength. Yeah. And you know what? Ghost in the Shell would totally draw that same wavelength totally. For both.
Yeah.
For Suda and the Wachowskis, I guess.
Real quick, Scott just posted in the Discord breaking news that we have to talk about how Ikumi Nakamura is openly tweeting about how horny she is for the Resident Evil 8 lady.
Wait, that's Ikumi Nakamura?
Yeah, she says, Mrs. Dimitrescu-sama, when I see a plus-size woman like you, I want to throw myself on the floor and be trampled by you. You all agree with me, don't you? And then she says, I want to be her chair.
Scott! You made it in before the cutoff, Scott.
Yeah, and she
proud of you.
She also asked people to remind her of an anime/game character that she was very into, and it was Catalia from Queen's Blade. So, she's just living. She's living her life.
I want to address this. I want to address the power of Ikumi Nakamura doing this. I'm glad. Thank you, Scott, for bringing this to our attention during the podcast. You nailed it right on time. Mm-hmm. That is good journalism. Now, Ikumi Nakamura is a really cool person that people like a lot, and that's why they follow her. That's why she tweets in Japanese and in English. Mm-hmm. She is a person and a persona and a professional in the industry. It is totally cool and fine that she makes these tweets. It is not totally cool and fine that I've had to see 500 different brands making this tweet for their games. And I think that's the line that we need to draw, is that it's really weird seeing people try to get PR off of this.
It is a little
for their specific games.
Yeah.
But Nakamura doing this, that's cool. All right, cool. She went out shooting her shot.
Mm-hmm.
How long is this going to go on for?
I'm going to say about 3 weeks after Resident Evil 8 comes out. That's my guess.
Wow, yeah.
Is there anything else you want to talk about Silvercase, or should we move on to questions?
I think I'm ready to move on to questions.
Okay. If you want to send in a question, go to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. And you'll sound like these folks right here. We got 2 more questions about fucking Gonzo Cup.
Yeah, what is it about this cup? You talked about this last week, and Tristan's response to Gonzo Cup was uproarious. Just the shock that he had in hearing you describe this sippy cup from your dreams that moves like an inchworm.
Yes.
In front of this party of people that you had inside of your dream, and I'm still thinking about it. I don't even know, like, from a like trying to analyze your dreams kind of sense. I don't know what this says about you or means. It's just entirely chaotic.
I don't know what it means either. It's not good. I don't think it says anything positive about me at all. I will say that apparently earlier today in the Discord, people started talking about Grover Cup because there was
wait, what?
Someone was playing Stardew Valley, and they named their horse Grover, and they were like, "Well, what if it was Grover?"
That was
Cup?
like one of the auto-generated names.
Yeah, and it was Grover Cup. So,
of course.
Shoeless is asking what the introduction of Grover Cup, if it will change the 5-year plan of Video Game Choo Choo. It doesn't change anything.
Let's hold on a second before you...
Listen, I don't want to open up the fucking gates to, like, the fucking Cup cinematic universe. I don't want to overdo this. It's just Gonzo Cup. Gonzo Cup is a singular creature. I'm sorry. I gotta nip this in the bud.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's Gonzo Cup. That's it. Gonzo Cup appeared in my fucking dream. Listen, if Grover Cup appears in my dream, we'll see how it shakes out. But in my fucking mind palace, all right, you all listening. Listen, you all listening. I'm sorry. I have to be a little disrespectful right now, but this is my conscience. This is my fucked up nightmare. All right, I'm sorry. What I say comes from my psyche. That is what occurs. Okay,
I don't know. It sounds like Frank Oz has subsidized a portion of your mind palace.
All right. Well, if fucking Yoda shows up, or I don't know who else Frank Oz was.
You're gonna end up with a dark crystal,
of those like
horse things in your head.
I don't know. I guess
it's gonna be the dark crystal horse high chair.
It's not good.
No, I mean it does say something good about you, and that is that you are a connoisseur and a fan of puppetry, and I think that's nice.
I mean, yeah, I'm not opposed. The Muppets are great.
There was those D&D puppets with the Hooters. That's official D&D stuff.
I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that.
No, that's
not a fan of that.
Just a lot to process.
It was challenging.
The week. It was challenging.
It was challenging. And
I don't need to be challenged by puppets, especially not by things that look like the Muppets. Mm-hmm. I would love to be challenged by the artistry of puppetry, but when you're, literally just aping off of the Muppet type of puppets, I'm not interested in that. Not unless you're, doing it respectfully and to the themes of the Muppets. And when I see stuff like Big Titty Puppet and I see stuff like, Arlo or something, I'm just like, y'all, you can do other things with a puppet. There's other puppetry out there. There's other types and cultures that use puppetry in different ways. And this is just, kind of sad.
Arlo was getting, raked over the coals a few days ago, which was just fucking insane. I'm just imagining everyone just screaming at a puppet. Everyone's just like, you fucking idiot! Shut up! And he's just he's putting his hands over his eyes, waka waka.
Why was he getting raked over the coals?
Because he because Nintendo put out some commercials that were geared towards children. And he was this reminds me of Wii U commercials. I don't think that's good. And so everyone was like, oh, no, the Wii U sucked because of a bunch of other things. You're an idiot for thinking that it was the commercials that killed it.
He did insinuate very loudly and proudly that this family-based style of advertising is the reason the Wii U was bad.
No, it was a very stupid take, but I am so obsessed with the thought of just everyone just yelling at this puppet. just pissed as shit about this fucking puppet being like wrong about something that doesn't matter at all. Like, it's so good. It's very funny. Fucking. All right. So, and Anonymous did ask if there was going to be official Gonzo Cup merch. I don't think we can legally do that because it's a Disney property. We will get killed if we do that.
Yeah, we'll have to ask Wizards of the Coast Hasbro if we can have their puppets for half price.
I mean, probably in like a few weeks they won't want them anymore. So. But yeah, no Gonzo Cup merch. I don't want to have to deal with that paperwork or have to hire a lawyer. I don't want to do that. And last question is from Harlequin Wheels, who asks, which 2000s Newgrounds / browser flash game would you remake with a AAA budget and with which studio? I mean, I think...
Hey, John, that's a really good question, and I want to come back to it because I wasn't listening at all. I was trying to find the name of... There's a certain term for when you... in the Muppets canon, when you pull puppet parts together from, like, their scrap bin of puppet parts and make a Muppet out of that, and, like, that's how a lot of, like, back scenes characters got made. That don't necessarily have names or anything. They had like the puppet bin that they pulled them from. I was trying to find the name of that and I did not find that. I instead found the Muppets wiki, which has this page on it. I'm going to just link this to you really quickly. The Muppet fandom has a page called Characters Who Have Had Body Parts Removed. And it is a list of characters who have had body parts removed in unusual ways. And it just lists all of them, from Bert sneezing his nose off in one sketch, all the way down to Cookie Monster ends up eating his left eye pupil when eating the book in a blooper reel for a live event. There's your boy Gonzo. In episode 401, John Denver of The Muppet Show, the opening sequence, Gonzo blows his trumpet and his head explodes. It then pops up at another angle of The Muppet Show's O. The gag is repeated on the opening of episode 502.
You know, again, this is challenging in a different way.
Sorry, I did not expect this, but the Muppet Wiki does have a full catalog of every character who's had a body part removed. Just because that's a normal puppet thing to have happen.
Yeah.
This is how Gonzo Cup got made.
I guess so.
Vincent Price pulled his hand off after offering to give Vincent Price a hand. Sorry, Sweetums pulled his own hand off to give Vincent Price a hand. Thank you, Sweetums.
That's funny.
Yeah, love that guy.
Yeah. So I'll ask this question again since you didn't hear it.
Yeah, one more time.
Wheels asked, which 2000s Newgrounds / browser flash game do you remake with a AAA budget and with which studio? Now, I'm just going to say that this is like an underhand toss from Wheels to me because last night we did watch some of Ambition again because we just wanted to kind of bask in that. Like it was the Retsupre like where they commentated over it.
Okay, yep.
Bonafide classic. And
yeah, yep.
I mean, obviously my answer has to be Ambition. I think the lore, the fucking deep tale needs to be told with the highest possible quality, with like, you know, they need to bring all the old voice actors back. They need to, you know, I want it to be in 4K, but with the same art. Like, I just want them to up-res the art. I mean, you know, I want to, it's Zap Dramatic. I want to just give Zap Dramatic millions and millions of dollars to do Ambition. I want them to,
budget.
Yeah, the full AAA budget. I want them to finish it because Ambition was never finished. So we give Zap Dramatic a huge budget. Say, listen, go remake all the old stuff, but I want everyone to come back. I want Duke. I want Ted. I want everybody. Oh my god, there's so many good Mr. Clink. Got fucking Uh, there's so many characters. They're all pieces
I have
of shit.
no idea what this Ambition series
Oh.
is, but is this a game? Is this something that we could like that you can play? And
So Zapdramatic.
is it an animation?
Zapdramatic was some guy, I guess, who would make games where it was like you were put into like different scenarios and you would have to like talk your way out of them. It was like trying to like talk to a lady at a bar. It was like trying to talk your way out of a speeding ticket. But it was like presented as if it was like legitimate psychological information. And the magnum opus was called Ambition, where it was just like a murder mystery where it was like proto Phoenix Wright, but very shitty.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it is extremely hilarious. It has just the dorkiest fucking stupid characters. It is really poorly animated. I think we have to watch it or something sometime. It is very good. It's very worth it. Yeah, like the Retsupre is very funny. So yeah, I mean, but if we're gonna do like a full on remake, if it's not gonna be Zapdramatic though, I'd have to think like, oh no, I have the fucking answer. Here we go. I didn't even have to think for that long. We have we get Vanillaware. We get Vanillaware, and they use the 13 Sentinels engine to do Ambition. That is my answer. Vanillaware Ambition. Yeah, we need to have Ted in glorious anime 2D talking about threatening people with a bomb strapped to his chest. We need...
with a soft, like, glowing light that, like, the sunset is, like, over him.
Yeah, just beautiful, beautiful art. We need the greatest character of all time, Duke Crabtree. Yeah, Solon, it's a fucking... it's a legendary tale. We have to experience it. I am absolutely down. We'll have to figure out some kind of, like, rewatch night or something in Shoots Chat, because that is something that I think we could all watch together. But what is your answer?
So I've got two answers, and both of them are equally not viable as they are viable for different reasons. And so two different options here that we could go down. I'll give you option A and option B. Option A, what if we remade Desktop Buddy? But like 4K, you can blow him up with everything. You got just, hundreds of thousands of Activision dollars and hours and stuff poured into making Desktop Buddy the most destructive Desktop Buddy ever existed.
Right.
It'll have... what if there was like, a Desktop Buddy battle royale?
Like
instead of the goal trying to be like to, destroy other people, you have to destroy your own Desktop Buddy harder and faster than everyone else.
Okay. I was gonna say like make your own Desktop Buddy and send them into battle, but no, you are trying to kill.
That was always the idea of this little Flash game where, you have a little like an orb looking like stick figure guy that you could do. It would just sit on your desktop and it was your buddy and it would say nice things to you, and the only options you ever had were to kill it and destroy it.
Right.
In like increasingly gruesome ways.
Absolutely.
There was never any option to like, make peace with it or advance its state in any kind of like discernible way.
No, it was murder.
It was there to be destroyed.
Right.
It was as commodifiable as possible. So like, what's the most commodifiable type of game that we could make with as much money as possible? I'm thinking like a battle royale kind of game.
Right. And who's making this?
It's got to be Treyarch. They're the only ones who could do a respectful job of it. It's the Codblops crew. They've got to do it right, and they got to do it up as big as possible. I saw what they did with zombies mode in this recent Call of Duty Cold War, because I was helping with Tristan's Game of the Year, because that was his Game of the Year, and they have the graphical assets to be able to do this and to do it right. They have the comedic timing and the the sense of joy, but also complete disregard for any kind of idea of peace.
Mm-hmm.
They're the right ones. Now, that is like a very mechanical game, and I don't think that really gets like the whole breadth of what you could do on Flash in the 2000s. And we want to do a real remaster job of one of these. And I think that what we need to do, here's your option B. Do you remember that Korean Flash series with the rabbit getting chased around?
There She Is, I think it was?
Yes. The cat that was like chasing the rabbit around.
Yeah.
They were drinking fish and stuff. Probably one of the best Flash series of all time. Just incredibly good animation. There She Is. Yes. And I was looking on the Wikipedia, there were 5 of these episodes, and I think that's enough to actually build out a big open world There She Is game series.
What kind of game will this be?
Well, I think the idea would be that you have to keep running away from this cat. There she is. You go, oh, there she is, and you got to run away. And she's getting increasingly more. She's finding different upgrades to get her to get at you faster and in more creative ways. Suddenly, she's got like a hang glider, and you're like, oh, I gotta dig underground, and then you got to go through the subterranean levels, and she gets like a drill dozer, and you're like, oh, well, it's drill dozer time. So I think it would be like a No More Heroes kind of like open world game where the levels just kind of keep getting progressively more obtuse.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's all these moments where you're actually just kind of hanging out with the cat also on like the open world area, and you're just like, yeah, it's chill. It's whatever.
Okay.
Either way, we got to get back to There She Is, because that's actually important.
Hey, apparently they made a new There She Is like a year ago, and it was
really
it was up on Newgrounds for like a couple of days for a fee, and then they're gonna make like a DVD or something. So, yeah, like a new episode. So There She Is never dies.
You nailed it. That's the name.
There She Is never dies yet. Or is this going to be by Grasshopper Manufacture?
I could see that. I think that wouldn't be a bad choice, but I think this is actually going to be a BioWare game.
BioWare, okay.
Yep. Okay. BioWare, I want to see them write this game. Just have 2 characters. I think that'll be enough that they could get focused.
Okay.
And it won't have like the weird tonal dissonance that the other BioWare games have.
Right.
I want you to focus on one relationship. No. Don't add more characters. No. There's no turtle character. There's no robot character. No. Settle down. Don't give the turtle man big lips. Now you're not. Yeah, let them get away with
unnecessary.
it. Now everyone loves the turtle man with the big lips. Here we go.
All right, well, folks, I guess that'll do it for this week's show. Next week is going to be the big 69.5, and it's only going to be as good as the questions you send in. So this is a, you all have to send in questions. We are giving you the week heads up. Please start sending in questions as soon as you can. It is videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. And, be reasonable. We are going to be, open and adult about this. So don't just send in porno. But, we want to talk about romance, relationships, sex, just anything that's going on with things. This episode is going to be released on Valentine's Day, so for all of you who need some advice on with your partners, feel free to send in some questions, and we'll help you out however we can. But other than that, you can follow us at VGCC is our Twitter, videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com is our Tumblr. We have a Facebook page. We have a YouTube page where you can watch all of our Game of the Year stuff. It's all up. It's all ready. It's all there. You can look at it if you haven't seen it yet. It's great. Solon, you did a fantastic job. You did.
Oh, thanks.
You were really great. Walker, you're going to hear this too. Walker, you did fantastic. Scott, I don't know if you'll hear it, but you did fantastic as well. It was
a real team effort on tonight's podcast.
I mean, it was a fucking team effort. It was a good team effort. That was, I mean, you know, it was tough. It was really tough. You know, especially for y'all on the video team. Especially for you, because you did 2 videos. But I would say overall, it was the most smooth Game of the Year we've had. It was the one where at the end of it, I felt relatively normal. Which is
I can't say that I did. I barely survived that one, I would say.
Yeah.
But I did survive it, and I'm very proud of the stuff that I made.
You did a fantastic job.
I put as much work as I possibly could into the time frame that we had, and I'm very proud of what we got out of it.
Yeah, you did wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much. And yeah, you can hit just the website, videogamechushu.com, and it'll be all up on there. Thank you to anyone who joins our Patreon. We have patreon.com/VGCC. For just $3 a month, you gain access to Chuchgatri Unlimited Trainworks, which is our anime podcast. You get that a whole week early. So you get to hear all of our takes as soon as they happen. Well, not as soon, like 2 days after they happen, instead of a week and 2 days after they happen. And also come hang out with us on the Discord, which is thegamezone.zone. You type that into your web browser and it'll bring you straight there. We're always hanging out, causing trouble, watching videos, cussing up a storm. It's great. I'd recommend it to anybody. And by the time you hear this, it'll be a little late, but there will probably be another Bandcamp Friday to celebrate them. But of course, Magic Circuit /Melt Channel for our theme song Crush off the album Magic is Real. Want to listen to more of their stuff, it's meltchannel.bandcamp.com or magic-circuit.bandcamp.com. I'm pretty sure new Magic Circuit music is coming soonish, so I'd say get ready. That's going to be good. That's going to be good stuff. And Solon, where can people find you?
Hey, you can find me at Solinface. That's twitter.com/Solinface. Twitch.tv is where I'm normally hanging out in the late evenings. On the Solinface channel. We're going to be playing, we're probably, if you're listening to this right when it comes out, we're probably playing Breath of Fire 4 right now, which is an awesome game. And if you haven't seen it, you should. It's gorgeous.
That's great. And of course you can find me at JOHN_MICHONSKI on Twitter. And once you find that, that's me. You can follow me there. And that's it. We're going to be back next week.
That's all of it.
Yeah, we're going to be back next week with an extra steamy episode of Video Game Choo-Choo Podcast.
I'm kind of terrified, actually. I don't know.
Maybe you should be.
You know what? If I'm not going to be on it, I'm going to give you the heads up. You should probably... my answer to pretty much every question would just be like, hey, have you added a robot to it?
Okay.
What's the teledildonic situation in your life right now? Because you can always use robots to extend your sex life.
I feel like that is probably useful in today's climate, especially with that whole virus situation going on. But that's how.
Yeah. Why? If you've got a partner that's far away, how come you haven't gotten them a little vibrator that you can use over the internet? Genius.
We gotta save it for next week. I'm sorry. We gotta save it
next
for
week.
Next week. We'll be back next week. Be there. Send in questions. Thank you. Goodbye.